Good evening, and thank you for taking the time to watch my video. My name is Nathan Prater, and I am currently serving as the theater teacher and director at Palestine Junior High School in good old Palestine, Texas. During this video, you will learn a little bit more about Nathan the teacher and my personal philosophical beliefs. What were you thinking is what the title of my philosophical beliefs can kind of be wrapped up into. Pedagogy is the process by which we teach and learn, and I believe that is just as important as what we try to teach our students. Often as teachers, we will get the question, why do I need to know this? When am I ever going to use this? Well, I don't believe that our job is answering those questions, but helping navigate the students toward finding their own answers. We're truly the facilitators of the aha moments that mark a student's educational journey. And I like to joke that technology was invented to make our lives easier, but instead it has added more to it. However, the truth is, it holds everyone more accountable with the absolutely enormous ways that it can store information. Also, technology is evolving, and along with that, the way our students are learning is evolving as well. If you aren't willing to learn these technologies that could help your students, notice I said could, then perhaps you should find another career. And being different isn't all that bad. When we talk about diversity is what makes the world go round, not money. And I don't think people understand that. Race, gender, and even learning styles all make up a student's inherently different, diverse attributes. As teachers and practitioners of pedagogy and inspiration, we have to adapt to the different learning styles of the students. The astounding thing to me is that the diversity of society will reflect directly on the school. They share people. It is almost naive to think that it would be different. And what I mean by that is if you take a snapshot of the town, we're talking about money-wise, wealth, however you want to put it, race, violence, drugs, anything that affects a city will in turn affect the school, because the school is literally taking people in the city and putting it in a school setting. It's a snapshot of what the city is all about. The oldie song that has to do with payment and teacher compensation that keeps popping into my mind when we talk about that. I don't even know the title of it, but all I hear is money, 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 money. Okay. I understand that we gotta find a way to reward teachers. Okay. There are teachers in there that do better jobs than other teachers. It's like paying $1 million to every athlete on the field. Yes, there's going to be an athlete that's a little more talented that doesn't need as much work. Same thing as teachers. There are going to be teachers that have a little more talent in reaching kids that don't need as much guidance. We got to find a way to reward teachers that go above and beyond and try to get better, that strive to reach those kids. Anyway, sorry. The other thing that I'm not 100% certain on, and this is where I kind of get a little, defensive, I guess you could say, is as a fine arts teacher, I don't have a state mandated test that can gauge if my students are learning something. So if all that money, all that reward, all that stipend, bonus, whatever you want to call it, goes towards teachers that are core teachers, what about band? What about choir? What about careers? What about STEM? What about Spanish? What about all these other classes that some of those teachers work harder, if not longer, than some of the core teachers? I know for me, I have to come up with my curriculum. It's not given to me. And yes, they can deviate from the state mandated curriculum, but we don't have anything mandated. We have TEKS, we have standards, yes, that we have to teach, but we have to come up with that. So I understand the need to find a way to reward, but I'm not sure that there's ever going to truly be a fair one. Because if you reward the fine arts teachers, the core teachers might be like, well, we're the ones that get tested. If you reward just the core teachers, the fine arts teachers and elective teachers, I should say, not just fine arts, will be like, well, we work hard too, what about us? So yes, compensation is always going to be a tricky issue. I really don't have a lot to offer that. I do believe that in some instance it needs to be performance based. It can't just be thrown out there to everybody. But how you determine performance spaces is where it gets tricky. The reason why I called my philosophy common sense philosophy is I believe my philosophy of teaching and education is very simple to understand. First, it's got to be student-centered. If you are in it to seek approval or to seek awards for yourself or monetary or monetary stability, I could say, you're in the wrong profession. Okay, this profession is not for anybody that's going to be wishy-washy about the purpose of it. The purpose, point blank, is the students and their learning. Secondly, teaching is one of the few professional fields that I think is ever changing, and the teachers have to be willing to adapt with it. The moment you stop desiring the element of growth for not only your students but yourself, please do us a favor and consider another profession. Okay? If you are stuck in your ways and you have classes that come in that are not going to learn by sit and get rote memorization, but that's how you were taught and that's how you think you should teach, you need to consider something else, okay? The students, I don't think the students, here, let me clear something up. The students shouldn't dictate what is taught, but they can dictate to you how they learn the best. And it's your job as a teacher to figure out how they learn and suit their individual educational experience to that so they can succeed. Okay, student-centered. If you're not willing to learn and grow and work to figure out how they learn, you need to figure something else out. Okay? If you have any questions, I'm all over social media. You can find me. My name is on the Palestine School District website. I will be teaching there again next year. Guys, if you're wanting to teach, that's awesome. Be prepared for hard work. Be prepared for student-centered work. And honestly, if you are in it for recognition, don't expect to be recognized every single year, every single day. Okay, this is not a profession that is for your edification. It's for the students' learning and intelligence. Okay, well, that's my TED Talk, as they would say. Common sense approach. Pretty much is me, right? Thank you for listening and have a great day.